Pedro, what the hell was that? Listen, I'm just gonna say one thing about that Avengers. What would have made more sense is have my dude Lou Ferrigno should have been the Hulk. That would have made it perfect.
Bro. They
Come
killed
on, man. Lou Ferrigno's the Hulk. Come on, bro. That's the old.
Also,
but he wasn't a mega star though. He wasn't a mega star like Arnold.
I would have put James Brolin as Thanos instead of Josh Brolin. His father, James Brolin, would have worked perfect.
Dang, I didn't think about that.
That's pretty, yeah. But that was a dope. I saw that like I was kind of bored.
I mean, I watched that. They did make Arnold look a little weird though.
Bro, they killed that with Brad Pitt being Thor though. I think he would have been way better than Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, you mean
he was Captain America.
Oh, he was?
Brad Pitt was Captain America.
Who was Thor?
Dolph Lundgren.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a good Thor. That's a dope Thor. This is the trailer right here. Mark brought this to my attention. Let's check it out. See if it changed anybody's minds. Here we go.
Famous around the world. Please welcome.
You lost me automatically.
Fantastic Four. Mr.
D, what you just say? Hey, never mind. Maybe you tripping.
Fantastic. Invisible Woman. Human Torch.
I love you, Johnny.
And the Thing.
Hey, what time is it? Say the thing.
That's not really something I say.
It's clobbering time.
That's just in the cartoon.
You lost me.
Never late for Sunday dinner. Let's eat.
Hey, what time is it?
It's dinner time. Get inside.
I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus.
What is that? Get us out of here,
Lava
man!
ball.
Hold
Schwarzenegger.
on! Are we safe?
I don't know. The clock is ticking. We are going to find a solution. We are going to make it right.
You don't want to just crush him?
I like that. The four of us will face the danger. We will protect you.
Family. It's about connecting to something bigger than yourself. We'll face it together. As a family.
What time is it, Ben?
No.
What time is it, Ben?
No, Johnny.
Say it!
I don't want to.
Say it!
Mark, speak on it.
My observation was it was a solid trailer, objectively speaking. Okay, I still have my same hangups. I still can't see this dude right here as Reed Richards. At first, I was upset because they had the thing saying that's not something I say. It's in the cartoon. I didn't like that.
I didn't like that
Me
either.
neither. Me neither.
Yeah, you gotta own that, man. But then at the end when he's like, say it, I'm like, okay, that could be a moment. You know what I mean? So It's like I'm looking at it objectively from the normies' point of view, So I'm seeing that this was a better trailer than what they've had. Like I wanted from the very beginning. I wanted to see the
It is better.
Signal. Yeah, like
It's
objectively.
better.
I wanted to see the force signal in the sky. Like in the comics or the cartoon, they would use a flare gun. But I'll take Johnny doing that. Doing the four, and then they introduce them each by name while showing them use their powers. It's like that's something I wish we had seen from the very beginning.
I agree.
Instead of the nonsense they were doing. So yeah, I think this was a better trailer.
Mark, let me ask you a real quick question before everybody go in. Pause. You feeling the beard?
not really, but it doesn't offend me. I don't know if that's something that happened in the comic, like after
They said it's comic book accurate.
if it was, that had to have been something that happened later. Like I
Yeah.
all of the back history.
I don't ever remember seeing that.
I'm gonna look it
Yeah.
up, but I'm telling you, it's in the comments. I saw it.
I say I made it to probably the early 90s. Anything that happened after that, it's like I'm not familiar. Maybe the mid 90s.
Yeah. D, you a Marvel head. How you feel?
So him just like Mark, that I'm not feeling him not saying clobbering time. I still don't like the voice. He doesn't have the gruff Brooklyn voice. That throws me. That's gonna be a problem for me. Mr. Fantastic is not Mr. Fantastic. And I'm not feeling the Silver Surfer. I'm just not. That is, it's just not. It is not that. I mean, again, you can sit there and say, "Oh, she was in the comics." Yeah, for what if you're giving me a what if comic possibility, alternate universe for one of the more. I mean, you got to understand when you're talking about, which again, it sucks that they didn't have the rights to him. But when that whole thing happened in Endgame, that was Silver Surfer that brought the warning to Earth. He was the one who did that. It wasn't the Hulk who crashed down to the ceiling. It was Silver Surfer. It's also a Silver Surfer who was when they was fighting Thanos, and they said, they're fighting Thanos in the trying to get the gauntlet from him, and they're like, go get him, right? And Silver Surfer moves at the speed of light, and Thanos stopped him. That's how gangster the Silver Surfer is.
Well, D, let me ask you a quick question. Real quick question, D. You're not feeling the Silver Surfer, right? I mean the female Silver Surfer.
No.
You're not feeling her? Okay, is you feeling this Silver Surfer?
I know you showed me this one already. I think you showed it.
Is you feeling that Silver Surfer?
Come on, man.
Can you answer the question or not?
This is
I am.
This is what we call entrapment. I refuse to participate in this. This is entrapment. Of course, I'm between Sydney Sweeney and Silver Surfer, but we're not going to talk about it.
Okay.
That's entrapment. Okay, it's entrapment.
All right, man. All right. This man's speechless. I thought
even if it was Sydney Sweeney, I still say it's wrong. It's incorrect. Nobody thinks of a female Silver Surfer when you think of Silver Surfer. When you think of the most popular herald of Galactus, you're thinking of Norrin Radd. Period. Yes, there have been other heralds, but the main herald that anybody thinks about when you think about the Herald of Galactus is Norrin Radd, Silver Surfer. And for that, it is the same way I can never forgive Disney for not putting Luke, Han, and Leia together. I cannot forgive them for them finally getting the Fantastic Four and then saying, "Oh, I'm going to give you a female Silver Surfer." That's stupid.
And that brings me to back up Demogeni's point, because when this film was first announced and they said they're going to have a female Silver Surfer, I said, and I quote, "I thought the Silver Surfer was a man." Norrin Radd is the only Silver Surfer I know. And granted, I didn't read all the comics, but I knew that much because of the crossovers.
Yeah.
So for what reason, and I'm going to say rhetorical because you know the answer to this, to make the Silver Surfer, not only to bring in a female Silver Surfer. And for people who said, "Oh, it was in the comics," okay, this is the MCU, all right? And they're catering to normies. So some obscure reference in the comics they're not going to get. So that doesn't really make any sense whatsoever. So not only do you give us a female Silver Surfer, because I saw this in the theater, you give us an androgynous looking female Silver Surfer.
Mm-hmm.
That, outside of the fact that she's female, you guys do that. And that's yet another point of evidence that Marvel does not like feminine women whatsoever. That's just me.
Isn't
And I prefer Sydney Sweeney as a female Silver
Oh yeah,
Surfer.
don't get me wrong. That would be absolute eye candy. Of course, I mean, a lot would be forgiven, but it still would be wrong. It still would be wrong, but it still would be forgiven at the same time. It still would be wrong though. But it's just like, look, they had jokes on me earlier before you was here, Lorena, that I play Stellar Blade. It's the same reason why Eve gets so much hate, because she's a gorgeous character that they put on the screen, and people enjoy that gorgeous character. The same reason why they have to have an androgynous Silver Surfer.
I gotta say this because Bajadai says Stellar Blade. Okay, how many times have y'all watched me play Stellar Blade, and I keep going in and making costume changes because I like it.
I've seen it.
Yeah. So don't feel bad. I do it too. Although you'll get the heat, I really won't. But still, same.
Listen, Lorena, I purposely don't play with my favorite outfit that she wears, because I like her wartime outfit. It is by far the most. If I don't like using this word, but it is the most goon heavy outfit you can put on her.
I gotta find it now.
And I don't use that outfit when I play on. I want to hear the smack from everybody. But listen, that dress is a skirt that's basically non-existent. That's all I'm going to say about that.
All right, this is another Mark with a C exclusive.
He should have shaved his mustache. The mustache should have been shaved.
Well, he talking about people like you then. Listen closely. Pedro Pascal talks about being cast as Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm more aware of disgruntlement around my casting, than anything I've ever done. Now, he's acting like you, D. He's too old. He's not right. He needs to shave.
100%.
Speak on
it. First off, when you look at Sue Storm, she looks. Isn't she like 10 years younger than him in real life? At minimum, maybe more. 10, 15 years older than her?
I believe so. I
don't understand why would you go? Because everybody looks younger than him. Like, I get it. Listen, if you got the swag, you're gonna pull a young hottie, but nobody wants to see you. Okay, I'm tired of seeing Pedro. Tired of seeing him. Tired, as my granddad used to say, tired. I'm tired of seeing him.
Well, let me ask this question though. Okay, just because we tired of seeing him, does that mean he gonna give us a bad performance?
I would say no.
I
wouldn't count him out. It's just that I feel that he's just miscast. Yeah, I don't have to believe he's a terrible actor, but yeah, he's miscast, and I think at best he's going to redefine the role of Reed Richards. He's not going to give us the Reed Richards definitively that you see in the comic.
Yeah, like you said, I'm not going to discount his acting ability. He is a good actor. I will give him that. He's just what's the word? He's just overused. That's how I feel like. It's just like if, for instance, perfect example, when they first had the original trilogy, they went with people who were lesser known. Yes, I know Alec Guinness was one of the more popular actors in Star Wars, the original New Hope, but everybody else was really no names, and that actually it hurt/helped some of the people who got that. I think when you're getting an iconic role that has existed like the Fantastic Four since the early 60s, you should have got somebody who can carry yes, you need somebody who can carry those characters, but it should have been lesser known. I think that's just me. This way you wouldn't have to see Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. You would see Reed Richards. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense to anybody?
But he's an extreme, like you said, because it doesn't have to be like. And I get what you're saying. When you use a lesser known, they can own the role a lot more effectively. Mm-hmm. But Pedro is an extreme because he is overexposed. It's like he is everywhere.
That's what I was looking for. Overexposed. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Y'all think they dropped the ball?
To some degree, he's a distraction.
Y'all think they dropped the ball with him?
Yes.
I agree. I think just think about this. Just the cast that we got now. If you take Pedro and you put him in there, it will make a totally different movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe it.
You know,
100%. And by the way, Pedro is 13 years older than Vanessa Kirby.
Well, Disney is into that type of stuff. So,
at her age, it doesn't really matter. She's 37. Yeah. So I'm just saying, the point of the matter is, it doesn't. When you look, if they got somebody a little closer, because to be fair, dude is not much older than me. You know, so 37 is 37, whatever. But it just doesn't match. Like, he looks older than her. Like, he could be older than somebody and not look older than somebody. You get what I'm saying? Because he looks older than her. Like, it just it don't even look right.
Yeah, he do. He look older than her. And then
I would have guessed she was older than 37 though. She got a mature look about her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's
so
37.
and Reed is actually, he is supposed to be considerably older than Sue, but not that much older. Okay. I mean, you know, I don't think that Paige. I think he's older than what Reed is supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Well, when you think about it, so this is one thing. As much as I'm a Marvel head, and I want to ask you this, Mark, because I know you're more of a Fantastic Four guy. When they initially get there, to me, when I'm sitting and think about it, the Fantastic Four, they go into the rocket and they get the powers, right? They get hit with the radiation. That's what gives them their powers. That's like, to me, that's at least mid-30s max, because you got to figure at that level, you're being an astronaut, you have to have gone through certain levels of schooling and all that stuff like that. Vincent Reed is one of the smartest people in the Marvel Universe, but this team, you're thinking 30s max, mid-30s.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Like, is that the age that they were technically supposed to be in there? Okay, is that like I would say, I didn't,
yeah.
Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, let's just say predictions. Let's do box office predictions, and then let's do prediction on if this show is going to be great, mid, or trash. What are you guys thinking that it's going to do in the box office?
I never speculate that type of thing. I just know that I'll probably go see it. You know, just because I got to ride it out to the end. You know what I mean?
Well, let's give it to Lorena on that one. Lorena, what you think the box office numbers is going to be for this movie? Because for me, I'm thinking I'll be shocked if it hit 400 million. Now, that's just me.
I don't think this is going to do very well. I think the first weekend, people are going to go and see it because it's there. And like Mark says, some of us, you know, who've seen the other Fantastic Four movies, we got to see how this one happens. You've got a ton of competition that's out there. So I think the first week it's going to do respectable, and Disney will take a victory lap. But it's going to be the week after that what the drop off is going to be, because what has been the most recent successful MCU movie that had nothing to do with Spider-Man?
That's a good question.
Deadpool and Wolverine. That was it, really.
And that's like a one-off. So I mean, but you've got Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, that's coming out.
It's coming out.
So you got Jurassic Park, you got Superman, you got Fantastic Four. Those are the three heavy hitters coming out within the next few weeks.
Also, live action How to Train Your Dragon is still in the theaters and is still making a crap ton of money. So you have people who are going to go and see that as well. Because I want to say the same audience that's going to see that is going to pretty much be the same audience that's going to see Superman. I think so. But no, this movie is not going to make a lot of money. It's not. It's going to be. It's going to go down smoking.
I see about 500 million, 600 million for this.
I don't see it that high. I'd be shocked if it hit 400 million.
I think so.
It will.
I think it will, because remember Marvel. What did the hold on, let me see. What did the
but listen to what y'all just said. It's going against Superman and it's going against Jurassic Park. Now, let's be honest. Jurassic Park and Superman is more popular than Fantastic Four. You see what I'm saying?
The Thunderbolts only made $381 million. I think the name Fantastic Four. No, I'm just saying. I just think the name Fantastic Four might push that to the 5. I think it'll give it 200 million. I think 500. I think 500.
Okay, look up what Falcon and Winter Soldier is doing. I mean, Captain America. I don't even think they hit 400, and they still haven't made this money back.
Well, with that one, okay, state the obvious: Black Captain America.
That's right.
Okay, let's state the obvious. That is true. Is the problem with that. With Fantastic Four, at least the cast still kind of looks like what the Fantastic Four looked like in the comics. So you've got that. And when it comes to the normie sphere, the Fantastic Four, people are pretty much aware of. They're not like all the way on the radar, but they know what it is. So that's why I'm saying that first week it'll do good numbers, but then it's going to drop off. And I think what is it? 300 million, I think.
Which one come
out? So it'll just barely make enough. If they make enough to break even, that'll be
Brave New World made $451 million. So again, I think this, because of the fact that it's not a swap Captain America and it's not a mishmash of characters that people really don't know about.
They swap riches, right?
I think the fact that the Fantastic Four does have some brand recognition. We have to understand.
With the kids, D. Not with the kids.
I'm just saying. You got to think about it. At minimum, remember, we've had Fantastic Four movies already. We've had them. Matter of fact, let me put that.
Yeah, we did. But look how long ago they was. Yeah. And look at the last. But D, look at the last when it dropped. It flopped hard.
What, the last Fantastic Four?
The last Fantastic.
All right. Well, see, we're playing by MCU rules right now, and I think that there's a section of the normie audience that is still waiting for the MCU to rebound. You know what I mean? Now, the Fantastic Four is ushering in a whole new wave, a whole new, stage, or what do they call it? The level, whatever. But yeah. So I think that the normie audience, they might surprise you with this. People do like Dee was saying, Fantastic Four is a recognizable name. They know that they figure into the Marvel universe in a pretty big way, and this is not a Brave New World. This is something different. And I think it feels like it's something different. So, it just might surprise you. I don't think it's going to be the flat line that some people might think it's going to be.
I don't think it's going to be either.
No. I'm not saying it's going to be a flat line, but I'm saying that the most, I'm thinking 400. And since I heard what you guys say, maybe 500. But I don't think
I'm thinking 5. I'm thinking 5 because look, think about this here. In 2005 with the Jessica Alba one, the one everybody knows and love, that made $333 million. And that's 2005. That's 20 years ago.
But look,
that's 20 years ago. But I'm saying you factor in inflation. That's got to be about 500 million.
It's
got to be
true. Okay,
right. So that's what I'm saying. 500. Now, if you do the Fan 4 stick, let's do the Fan 4 stick. That movie was trash. Holy
bro,
smoke.
That was probably the most trash comic book movie I've ever seen in my life.
That was so bad. Fan 4 stick.
What you on? Box Office Mojo, D?
No, I'm just Googling the first page.
Man, you gotta go. You gotta look up Box Office Mojo. They got the numbers.
No, I know, but I'm just getting rough numbers.
Box Office
2015.
Look what they did worldwide. G. I got it right here. What did yours say?
Oh, hold on. Box office.
This was a major flop.
Oh, hell, it should have been.
Did you see worldwide what it made, D?
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. 100. Wow, that's bad. That's bad. That's really bad.
That's bad, bro. 160.
Yep. It says the same thing. It says the same number. The number I was on said the same thing. So that right there to me was an anomaly because you want me to tell you why that was bad? I'm gonna tell you why that was bad. Because that was one of the first litmus tests that they did when they swapped a freaking character that has been known for essentially all time as being a white male, and they put freaking
True.
a black Johnny Storm. I'm telling you, that's right there killed it for a lot of people.
I'm surprised.
It killed it for me. I went and seen it, and it killed it for me. I'm just telling you right now.
I'm surprised that didn't kill Michael B. Jordan's career. That movie was so bad, bro.
Awful.
I never saw it.
I didn't see it.
You
That's
don't
the
need
reason
it.
I
Terrible.
skipped it. That's the reason
Was,
I
when I
skipped it.
tell you it was terrible, that movie was
bad.
it was beyond my cold trash.
It was bad.
beyond
It
that.
was bad. It ain't
You know,
even
there's this
trash.
thought. There's this thought that, oh, you got to see it in order to know. And I always say the same thing, man. If you see like a pile of shit on the ground, you recognize it and you walk around it. You know what I mean?
Correct.